Right. Let's see, let me make some adjustments here. Kind of dark. Okay. Got my new handy dandy glasses on. Normally, check the mic. Can you hear? Can you hear? Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Anything? All right. Huh. Okay. Well, here it is. Wait for people to pile in, then I will begin with my start. Yes. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Make sure you can hear me well. Please make sure you can hear me well. I'm using the YouTube Live platform, and hopefully you can hear me very well. As I wait for people to pile in, I'll be go ahead and sipping on my tea. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sunday Spanish. As reaching a milestone of getting 1,000 subscribers, here it is. I'm going to start giving out a free Spanish class for reaching a milestone of a certain amount of subscribers. So every milestone that I reach in the YouTube channel, I'll go ahead and have a special celebration. And the special celebration for this one is going live Sunday Spanish. Today, in today's class, read the title, read the title. I'll be going over the simple past and how to say to become. Also, the difference between que and lo que. Right. All right. So, if you don't catch the live broadcast, you can go ahead and catch it on the replay. All right. Hopefully, you can hear me well. This is the first time I'm using the YouTube live streaming. Normally, I used another live streaming platform, and it's pretty well sounded there. So hopefully you'll be able to hear it well. Let's see what we got here. Check a few messages here, and I am going to begin. Going to begin soon. All right. Let's see if I can get this thing right. Okay. That should be good there. Okay. Like I said, this is my first live broadcast on this platform. Don't worry. What I'll do later on is I will get a little bit of a background. I'll get it snazzy and jazzied up, and everything will start to be good. Okay, let's see here. Where am I? Respond to this message, and then we will begin with the class. All right, folks. And here we have it. All right. Thank you for joining me. All right. So, as always, I like to have questions for my class. And please make the class interesting and ask lots of questions. Ask lots of questions. All right. So, here we begin. Let's begin with a phrase that we can always start off with every week. Cuéntame qué hiciste. Cuéntame qué hiciste. You know what that means? Cuéntame qué hiciste. Cuéntame qué hiciste. Cuéntame, ¿qué hiciste? Cuéntame, ¿qué hiciste? So let's break it down because I'll be saying that every week because I want a weekly recap. Cuéntame, ¿qué hiciste? So, cuéntame. Tell me. Huh? ¿Qué hiciste? ¿Qué hiciste? What's that mean? ¿Qué hiciste? Okay. What did you do? What did you do? Bueno, cuéntame qué hiciste. Cuéntame qué hiciste. Muy bien, muy bien. So, if I say cuéntame qué hiciste, that means you have to be able to do what? Mhm. Say something you did in the past. So, we're not going to get sophisticated right now. We're just going to go ahead and keep it simple. We'll learn the simple past. El pretérito, simple past. El pretérito, okay? El pretérito. So that simply means just like in any time you're conjugating a verb in Spanish, because we have to change the endings. Conjugate just means change the endings. We have to know the endings for the conjugation. So if I say to you, cuéntame qué hiciste, let's take a look at something. What did you do? I ate breakfast. Okay. How do you say to eat? Bien, comer. So, with our background, what does that tell us? That tells us we have to conjugate the verb comer, right? Right. Okay. So, how do you say I ate? Yo comí. Right. Right. Yo comí. Okay. So now, of course, when we get a little bit more advanced in our conversation, we drop the pronouns out. But since this is a class, I want people to fully understand. I'm going to be speaking and using the pronouns in an instructional way in the class. But normally we won't say yo comí desayuno. We would say comí desayuno. Okay. So yo comí, tú comiste. So notice the ending of the verb changes depending on the person who we are talking to, right? Or who we are talking about. Él, ella, usted, comió, comió. So look at those endings there. So that's the singular endings. It's simple. Don't think of it too deep. It doesn't get that deep. So we had iste, yo. Iste, yo. Now the verb comer ends in er. The verb comer ends in er. So that tells us this is for the er verbs, right? Okay. Now we have to go to plural. Nosotros comimos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes comieron. Ellos, ellas, ustedes comieron. ¿Listo? Vale, vale, vale. So look at those endings. That tells us we have iste, yo. Imos, hierro, hierro. So we have five single endings, okay? Now, what about vosotros? Well, I don't normally speak in vosotros. Places I travel to and go to, they don't usually use vosotros, but it does exist. And estés for vosotros. If anybody wants to know what vosotros is, vosotros would be estés. Vosotros comisteis. Mhm. Listo. So, If I say, ¿Qué hiciste? How would you say, I ate dinner? How would you say, I ate dinner? In class, we can sip. No eating in class. Wouldn't be proper to chew and talk with your mouth full, so we're not going to do that. But if you need to drink some liquid, please feel free to. Relax your voice. I ate dinner. How would you say that? So I'll wait for someone to go ahead and put in the answer before I give it. If it takes too long, I'll just go ahead and give the answer. I ate dinner. Come on, tell me. Okay? Almost, almost. Remember, look at the ending. Look at the endings. The endings are I, iste, yo. Imos, ieron. For yo, I. So I ate dinner. Try again. Try again. I ate dinner. Remember, those endings are important when we're speaking because if we don't know the endings and people start talking without the pronouns, we don't know who did it, right? So I ate dinner. What does yo go with? Yo goes with I. I, iste, yo. Imos, ieron. Okay, so the endings I put in the chat. So you may want to scroll up in the chat there. Let's see, this is a new platform. I don't know if there's somewhere I can share my screen with this new platform. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I would like to. I have to take out the features, check out the features on this. Let's see. Okay, so let me go ahead and before I say that, let's go ahead and I'll give you the pronoun and the endings up next here in the chat. Just the endings. Okay? That's what we do in Spanish. We drop the letters and we add the endings to make sense of it, okay? So those are the singular endings. We'll go ahead and give you the plural endings. So I want you to start thinking singular column, plural column. Start to get your brain to thinking that way, then it makes it a lot easier. If you in the beginning, when you start to learn and study Spanish, develop some type of format for thinking, a methodology, then it makes it that much easier. If you just all over the place, that's how you think, and then your brain will be like, I can't get it. But it's easier than what a lot of people make it seem to be. Okay, so those are the endings once again. Those are the endings once again. All right. So if I want to say, I ate dinner, how do we do that? We have to drop the ending. If you did not see how to conjugate a verb, look at my videos on verb conjugation. I put a good video on there that breaks down step by step on my channel. So go ahead and take a look at that. All right. So I'm going to give somebody one more try, and then I'll go ahead and give out the answer. I ate dinner. Come on, help me out here. one person to go ahead and tell me, I ate dinner. Muy bien, exactamente. I ate dinner. Yo comí la cena. I put la cena, but we'll get into details later on as far as the prep, the articles in front of it. Don't worry about that. Good job. Now, one more. We ate dinner late. We ate dinner late. How do we say that? We ate dinner late. And again, I'm going to be putting in the pronouns because in the beginning phases, it helps to make helps a lot to map things out when you use the pronouns. Normally, I don't speak with certain pronouns because there's no need, but we'll learn that later on. We ate dinner late. Muy bien, muy bien. Almost. Get that spelling out there. Nosotros. Almost. Nosotros. Nosotros. Comimos cena tarde. Sí, muy bien, muy bien. Okay, so we got it. We got it. All right. So, ¿qué hiciste? ¿Qué hiciste anoche? What's that mean? ¿Qué hiciste anoche? That means what you do last night. See how easy it is to talk in the past? ¿Qué hiciste anoche? What did you do? ¿Qué hiciste anoche? Tell me something you did last night. ¿Qué hiciste anoche? So, keep that thought in mind, and then we can change it up. ¿Qué hiciste la semana pasada? What did you do last week? ¿Qué hiciste en la mañana? What did you do in the morning? Pero, ¿qué hiciste? What did you do? All right, so now we learned the endings for e verbs. E verbs. I'm going to give you a couple. We started with comer. Let's talk about, let's see, correr. Let's talk about, let's see, beber. Uh-huh. So those, when I say endings, I'm not going to do the English alphabet. This is a Spanish class, so learn the English alphabet. I got a video on that. I'm sorry, learn the Spanish alphabet. I got a video on that. It gets important, believe me. You have to train your brain to think in Spanish when you want to speak Spanish. And to do that, you start with the fundamentals, los básicos. Okay? So, beber, if I say I drank tea or I drank juice, everybody should know how to say juice, right? Uh-huh. So, ¿qué hiciste? I drank juice. How do we say that? I drank juice. I drank juice. ¿Qué hiciste? I drank juice. Somebody please tell me. ¿Qué hiciste? I drank juice. How do you say that? Okay. In the past, remember the past tense. So I drink juice. No, I drank juice. We're talking in the past. Yo bebí jugo. ¿Listo? So make sure you know how to conjugate those verbs in the past. Muy bien, muy bien. Okay. Someone wants to use tome, tomar. Okay. But we're just focusing right now in this section on verbos with ere endings. Tomar is another way to say I drank it. Right, correct. All right. So now we know the endings for ere verbs. Also, they're shared with the ere verbs. What are ere verbs? Give me an example. Vivir. Let's see. Escribir. Escribir. See. Tener, but that's a more advanced verb. Let me see a verb. Vivir, escribir. Y that's another advanced one. Salir. Okay. So yeah, but with salir, that's an irregular verb, so I don't want to use that one right now. I'm just going to stick with the two verbs here. Vivir y escribir. So those endings, vivir, which is an er verb, is the same as the endings for the e-ed verbs. And what are the endings? One time again. I, iste, io. Imos, ieron. Right. How would you say, I lived? Okay, that's a good one. Aprender, not aprender, but aprender. How would you say, I lived? I lived. How do you say that? I lived. Right, muy bien. Viví. Muy bien. How would you say, I wrote the letter last night? ¿Qué hiciste? Oh, remember the ending is y, iste, yo. Imos, hieron. Somebody put yo vive, but that's not the ending for the ed verbs. Remember those endings. So they're in the chat. Scroll up and see them in the chat. Okay, if you need exercise or anything like that, remember we're speaking in the past. We're speaking in the past, so we got to change that ending. Okay, so the endings for the verb endings, make sure you're looking at them at the top. Escribí la carta anoche. Muy bien, muy bien. Yo escribí la carta anoche. Muy bien, muy bien. Entonces, so if I say to you, ¿qué hiciste anoche? You know how to tell me some things you did last night. ¿Qué hiciste anoche? ¿Qué hiciste anoche? ¿Qué hiciste anoche? Okay? Y entonces, we have one more set of verbs, the a-ed verbs. Hablar. What else? ¿Qué más, pues? We know it's hablar, tomar. Someone said tomar earlier. So let's see. When I say a-ed verbs, it's hablar. Remember, look at the video on my channel with the basic verb conjugation and you'll get it. Hablar, tomar, I know I think of it. Okay. Llegar. Those are three. Cenar. Okay, muy bien. Cenar. That's a good one. Cenar. No. Conocer. Conocer. That's a little different. Conocer. Like this. Conocer. And that means to get to know someone or something. Conocer. Sí. Okay. Oh, cocinar. Cocinar. Okay, cook. To cook. Cocinar. So if you notice, I'm saying cocinar and I'm saying to cook. Hablar. To speak. I want you to get used to knowing that when the verb ends in the a-ere, in the ere, it means to in front of the verb. Cocinar, hablar. Big boss, take no loss. Shout out to you, guy. And I want to send a special shout out to you. Thank you for reaching the milestone of 1,000 subscribers. With your help, it couldn't have been done, but together we did it. Thank you. So remember, if the verb ends in a-ere, it means to something. Keep that in mind, because if we say cooking, we have to say that a little different. That's a little different. Cooking is cocinando, and that means cooking, okay? So we're gonna get into that later on. This is not that class for that, but we do get to that. Okay, so que hiciste, right? Terminar, to finish, to end, correct. Good job, good job. Okay, so now let's look at the verb endings for our edit verbs, and we'll start with the verb terminar. And this is, again, this is in the past. So we will be saying, I finished, you finished, she finished, we finished, they finished, you all finished. Okay? Coquetear. Yes, one of my favorite verbs. And another verb is sinónimo is echar los perros. Okay, so we'll start with terminar. I'm gonna put the pronouns in there. Normally people don't speak with the pronouns, but like I said, for understanding purposes and class purposes, I'll put the pronouns in. Yo terminé Look how it goes, okay? Yo terminé, tú terminaste, okay? Él, ella, usted terminó, terminó. You see how the endings change to speak from present to past? That's important. And remember, knowing those endings are important as well because most of the time people will not put the pronouns in there. And you know, the more you speak, the more sentences you complete, the faster people will speak to you. So they're never going to slow down. Once you get used to a certain speed, only get used to it increasing, okay? Because they're not going to slow down, all right? Okay, so let's go. Nosotros terminamos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes terminaron. Make sure I put it right, man. Terminaron. Listo. So, remember, take a look at the endings for the AR verbs, which, example, terminar, and the ER verbs, vivir, and the ER verbs, comer. Notice I started with one of the essential verbs, comer, because you're going to say what you want to eat, what you eat. See. But see, the endings are important, okay? All right, all right, all right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now, remember, you can tell me, let's see, we got about 10, 12 people here. I'm going to ask you, ¿qué hiciste anoche? What's that mean? ¿Qué hiciste anoche? Everybody can tell me some things they did last night. ¿Qué hiciste anoche? Looking at the chats here, make sure I see the messages coming up. And a couple of people, wait for a few people to tell me what you did last night. Señor, señor, es que lo tengo que hacer también. Tomé muchas bebidas alcohólicas. Okay, good job, yes. Okay, one person, all right. And you see, with his conjugation, he put the change the verb ending. See. All right. Somebody else, tell me what you did last night. ¿Qué hiciste anoche? ¿Cómo se conjuga coquetear? Bueno, coquetear es un verbo regular y entonces es un verbo AR. So coquetear is a regular verb. So you just translate the regular way. I'm sorry, conjugate the regular way. I know it seems kind of funny because it has AR, but the only two letters we focus on in a verb conjugation are the last two when it's in infinitive. AR, ER, ER. You say, what's he talking about? I'm talking in the Spanish alphabets. We're going to have to learn to get used to switching our brain like a switch into Spanish alphabet. So I'm going to start you off like that. All right. A ver. Cuéntame, ¿qué hiciste? Oh, en el pasado. Ok. Coquetear. Sí. Coquetear is un AR in the AR endings, which are haste, o, amos, aro. Okay? En el pasado, yes. Sí. Coqueteé, sí. Muy bien. Trabajé en mi jardín. Muy bien. There you go. Good job. See? So now we know how to say stuff in the past. ¿Qué hiciste anoche? ¿Qué hiciste whenever? In the past, right? Now to remember it, you just got to practice it. A ver. El jardín. El jardín botánico. Sometimes just forgive me if I don't put all the accents and tildes in the right location because sometimes autocorrect takes it out, or sometimes, let's see, jardín. Let's see. All right, yeah, okay, that's it. A ver, ok, yo trabajé en mi jardín, ¿Cómo se jardín? Jardín. El jardín. Garden is el jardín. El jardín botánico. What's that mean? El jardín botánico. Sounds like it means what it sounds like. Should be easy guess. Jardín botánico. Okay, so let me give you a phrase here to know. ¿Cómo se dice? How to, how is it said? ¿Cómo se dice? How is it said? Yeah. How do you say? Or how's it said? How do you say? How's it said? ¿Cómo se dice? Ah, okay. Disfruta, hermano. Ten gran clase. Gracias, gracias, muchísimas gracias, muchísimas gracias. Listo. Okay, so we have that. I have my check sheet here. I always want to come with notes for class because I'm not going to go all over the place. I'm going to be organized, okay? So, cuéntame qué hiciste. One more time. Tell me what that means. Cuéntame qué hiciste. We did that. All right. Now, moving along. Any questions? Any questions? As we go along, if anyone has any questions, I'll just answer them. Right. Muy bien. Cuéntame qué hiciste. Sí, muy bien. Also, you'll probably hear dime. That means tell me. That's more of a command. Dime. That means tell me. Now look, when I put this in here, it's not dime. We have to get used to pronouncing things in Spanish. Get our brain to thinking in Spanish, and it makes that easier. It's not dime. It's dime. Tell me. Dime. 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 Dímelo. 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 Dime. 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 Huh. All right. So, any questions? All right. Okay. Gracias, gracias, gracias. And yeah, I know football season is coming up, so I'm going to change the time on the Sunday Spanish class. Probably start off in the morning time because, around this time, it's going to be a lot of people watching football. Don't want to take away from that because that's a tradition. So I'm going to adjust the class, probably be in the morning, Sunday mornings, and be on Central Eastern Standard Time because I'm usually between those two time zones, Central and Eastern Standard. But as we have it, well, in the fall we'll be Central and yeah, it'll be on the same time zone. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so any questions? All right, no questions so far. Good job. Goody goody gumdrops. I'm going to move forward. Next thing I want to go over is this little word called que. I'm gonna put it here 3 different ways. Que, the question, right? Uh, and we have que, which is not in a question, meaning that or what. Wait a minute. What do you mean? I'll show you in a minute. And then we have lo que, meaning what or that which. Okay, so I don't want you to think it's being too difficult because not I'm going to break it down for you. Okay. Of course, we're familiar with que when we say ¿qué quieres? ¿Qué necesitas? Things like that. What do you need? What do you want? ¿Qué? Right? That's a regular question. ¿Qué? ¿Qué? And we have to make sure we know ¿qué? Put the accent over there. ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué necesitas? ¿Qué necesitas? We're familiar with that. We're familiar with that part right there, okay? Yes, we are. Excelente, excelente. Uh-huh. Y entonces, we have que, meaning that. que, meaning that. So you say, well, how can I know if it means that or what? Simple, the context. Remember when you first started off learning Spanish, they always told you don't try to translate word by word? It never works. No language ever works like that, word by word translation. I remember I have a story one time I met someone in a Spanish speaking meetup, and the person said that she was just going to learn a bunch of vocabulary words before she started talking. And that's like having a 1,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. Yeah, you got all the pieces, but you ain't putting them together, so you can't see the picture. Don't ever tell yourself that. And that's kind of one of the things that I have with Duolingo. I'll get into that later. Duolingo is, if you don't know to speak Spanish, it gives you a false sense of confidence. But I'm gonna get into that later. Duolingo is not recommended. Not to learn to speak Spanish anyway. If you want to learn a bunch of vocabulary words and have a 1,000 piece crossword puzzle scattered all over your table or floor, but can't see the picture, Duolingo. Okay, but other than that, no. Okay, now let's get into K. He told me that he saw the movie. He told me that in English we can take the that out there. He told me that he saw the movie. Okay? So in English we can take the that out of there. He told me he saw the movie. But in Spanish, we don't take the that out there. And that's what the que means that. It's just a connector to connect two clauses. Él me dijo que vio la película. See that in there? K meaning that. That's how that works. But what I want to do is, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm going to get into lo que and todo lo que. Okay? So these are what I mean. Let's take a look. I know. Hey, what's going on with the lighting here? There it is. I know what to eat. Or, no, I know what to say. I know what to say. Okay, so yo sé que decir. See that? I didn't conjugate that second verb. One subject, two verbs. Do not conjugate that second verb. One subject, two verbs. Don't conjugate that second verb. Okay? She told me. No, she told me. I'm not doing that. That's different. That's okay. She knows what to do. She knows what to do. All right. Two verbs, one subject. We don't conjugate the second verb, right? Ella sabe qué hacer. Excelente, excelente, excelente. OW. Hermano, muy bien. She knows what to do. Ella sabe qué hacer. You see that? That K is there again, right? She knows what to do. But in this case, it's not a question. We know it's a question when we see the acento arriba de E. Not A in English, E in Espanol. Learn the Spanish alphabet. I have a video on that. Okay, she knows what to do. We know what to say. Okay, I'm gonna put the pronoun in there. Nosotros sabemos qué decir. I know what, these are just basic sentences, what to tell you. Or tell him, tell her. I know what to tell her. If you come in the house and you broke something with your brother or sister, and the brother says, I know what the mom's going to get us, I know what to tell her. So Yo sé decirle. Tell her. The le represents her, right? Uh-huh. Yo sé que decirle. Uh-huh. You see that K in there? We are not using it as a question, but to say what when it's not a question, okay? I know what to tell her. We know what to say. She knows what to do. And then that verb that follows is infinitive form. Remember? If it ends in a ere, that means infinitive. It's easy. He'll pick it up. You'll pick it up. All right. Boom. So we went over that. Time's going to fly. Okay, so now let's look at loque. Loque. Let's look at loque. Loque. That's also going to mean what or that which. That which. Okay? Okay. What or that which. Okay, so here we have it. Here we have it. Okay, so let's look at an example. You know what I want. You know what I want. Well, how many subjects in that phrase, in that statement? You and I. You know what I want. You know I want. Two subjects, two verbs, right? So that tells us, yeah, we're going to conjugate both of them that time. Let's take a look at that. You know. How do you say you know? Anybody? Sabes. And in this case, since we're conjugating that second verb, we're going to use lo que. Tú sabes lo que yo quiero. Normally, you would hear sabe lo que quiero, sabe lo que quiero, but this is just a grammatical understanding, so I'll put the pronouns in there. Let's see here. Uh-huh. So, sabes lo que quiero. Or, tú sabes lo que quiero. But normally people would say, sabes lo que quiero. Sabes lo que quiero. Sabes lo que quiero. Okay, so you see how it changes to locate when the what is making a connection with two clauses and things like that. You see how it changes? Huh? She knows. Now we're going to put another subject in there. She knows what he what you did. What you did, right? Right. So remember, you did. Hiciste, no? Yeah, we went over that in the beginning. Okay. Ella sabe lo que hiciste. See how that locate works there? Con mucho gusto, con mucho gusto. So anytime you want to use what in a connecting of a sentence or phrases, when it's not a question, it's lo que. It's that simple. It's that simple. If it's two subjects, two verbs, and you connect them together with what, then it's lo que. Okay? So let's see. I have what you need. I have what you need. How do we say that? I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to let you say it. I have what you need. Then I'll put the answer out there. I have what you need. How do you say that? I have what you need. Muy bien. Tengo lo que necesitas. Right. Muy bien. Now, anybody confused? Anybody lost? Any questions? Come on, people. If there are any questions, now's the time to ask them. Muy bien. Muy bien. Tengo lo que necesitas. Muy bien. Practice, practice, practice. Okay? Let's see. Okay, you know what I want. You know what I want. Right. You know what I want. Somebody comes and say, "Why are you here?" You know what I want. You know what I want. How do you say that? You know what I want. You know what I want. So remember, it's a free class. Can't go wrong. No football season's coming up, so I'm going to have the class earlier on Sundays. And no worries, okay? All right. So tell your friends, anybody who's giving you that excuse, they want to learn Spanish. And if they really want to learn, they cannot go wrong. If you want one-on-one classes, I give those out too. They won't be free though. Anyway, every Sunday, we'll be doing this every Sunday. I did a census and I want to go into the live broadcast of my other friends. So we'll do this Sundays. Probably going to change to Sunday morning because football season is coming up. Are you ready for some football? Okay, so I know what you want. Come on, somebody answer that. I say, I know what you want. Or you know what I want, sorry. You know what I want. Come on, one more, then we move on. Come on. Here's another one. Todo lo que. That means all that. Come on, answer that. You know what I want. How do you say that? Almost. Do sabes. You forgot your first verb. You put the second verb in there, but you forgot the first word. I want. How do you say I want? Try again. Muy bien, there it is. Sabes lo que quiero. Exactamente. So somebody comes at you and they say, hey, why are you here? Don't play with me. Sabes lo que quiero. All right. Okay. So let's look at another one. We got it. We got on the roll. So todo lo que, all that. So I have all that you need. That should be easy. I have all that you need. Go ahead, say it. I have all that you need. All right, tell me how you say that. All that or all what? This is all. This is all what you need. Muy bien, muy bien. This is all what you need. This is all what you need. See who knows that. This is all what you need. Muy bien. Uh-huh. This is all what you need. This is all what you need. This is all what you need. Who got that? Oh, you already said, okay, right. Muy bien, muy bien. This, oh no, this is all what you need. You said, I have all that you need. Now, this is all what you need. This is all what you need. Change up a little bit in the beginning. This is all what you need. Who got that? Who has the answer to that? This is all what you need. Come on. See if you got it. See if you got it. There's quite a few people in here. No one is Ajá, esto es todo lo que necesitas. Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Come on now. Just don't let two people answer. Even if you get it wrong, try it, and you learn from your mistakes. Even if you get it wrong, try it, and you learn from your mistakes. All right, all right. So those are the things I wanted to go over today. It's getting a little bit late because we're almost running out of time. There's one more thing I want to go over. Any questions? One thing I wanted to go over. To become. To become. To become. Okay, so, and I was teaching a class earlier today, and a phrase came up. They said, how do you say my dreams become reality? Right? Yes, I did. My dreams become reality. My dreams become reality. Huh? So if you know it, go ahead and tell me. We're looking at something there. My dreams become. And so that's when I say to become, right? That's a phrase, phrasal verb. To become. My dreams become reality. So that's what brought up today earlier. I had a class earlier today and someone wanted to know how to translate my dreams become reality. So I'm gonna give someone a chance, see if they know it before I tell you how you translate that. Muy bien, muy bien. Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Okay, W, Day, Reed. Good job, good job, good job, good job. Okay, so now my dreams become reality. So here's the way we do that. The best way to do that would be mis sueños se hacen realidad. Mis sueños se hacen realidad. My dreams become reality. Right? So that tells us, how do you say to become? So there are different ways to say to become. You look at one, hacerse. Uh-huh. We have convertirse en, uh-huh, en llegar a ser, uh-huh, en moverse, moverse. All those things mean to become. All of them mean to become. Oh yeah, ponerse is one, but we're going to look at that another time. That means se hacen. No, it's not the same as lo que because se hacen means they become. Se hacen is they become. Okay. Uh, where do we go to see your pricing for classes? Okay, you can send me an email message at gmail.com. AndalusLearning at gmail.com. AndalusLearning at gmail.com. And I can answer your questions there. All right? Gracias. Okay, so here we are. Bam. We have these different ways. Hacerse, convertirse en, llegar a ser y volverse. Now, someone said earlier, mis sueños se convierten en realidad. Okay, now that's not bad. It's not bad. But the reason I wouldn't use convertirse en to translate that type of ideal is because normalmente, de nash. Normalmente we say convertirse, we use that with physical changes. Physical changes. Most cases we use that with physical changes. Like, let's see, what's a physical change? Uh, the girl becomes a woman. La niña se convierte en una mujer. La niña se convierte en una mujer. That's a physical change. Okay? So, azúcar fermentado, fermentado se convierte en alcohol. See that? That's a physical change. So we use that for more physical changes when we say becomes. Azúcar fermentado se convierte en alcohol. Fermented sugar becomes alcohol. Hmm? So that's how that works. All right. So I would use hacerse to say my dreams become reality. Because that's more of an abstract become. That's not more of a physical become. Okay? So we went over hacerse, we went over convertirse en, llegar a ser. How would we use that in that example to say become? Okay. So after, some people will use hacerse. So it's not a hard set rule because sometimes every now and then you'll see that people will use hacerse and llegar a ser interchangeably. Okay, so it's not a hard set rule. It's just a general rule. Okay, it's not you must do this. There's no you say there's no Nazi rules in Espanol. Okay, sometimes things change a little bit, just a little bit. But some rules are hard fast. Some rules change a little bit. Okay, so let's see. After graduation, James, I'm gonna put in the present, then we'll look at it in the past. Okay, James becomes a doctor. After graduation, James becomes a doctor. So now this means, he was working hard and he applied a lot of effort and then he became a doctor on his part. So that's why he's controlling what he becomes. So that's why I use llegar a ser in this one. Okay? So go ahead. Who wants to say, take a stab at that? But after graduation, James becomes a doctor. Now, we're not normally saying after graduation, James becomes a doctor. We say after graduation, he became a doctor. We'll look at it in the past second. But take a stab at that. Take a try at that. After graduation, James becomes a doctor. Then we'll say became a doctor. Después de la graduación, Jaime llegó a ser un médico. Okay? That means after graduation, James became a doctor, right? Okay, that's in the past. But that was what I was going to say next, but you are correct. Después de la graduación, James llega a ser un doctor. That means becomes a doctor. So, but this brings up another point. Llegar is an IR verb. And look how the endings change from present to past. Remember, we went over the past earlier, right? IR verb endings for past, simple past, right? You got it right. Good job. Good job. So, we look at that. It is one more become. Let's see. Uno, dos, tres. One more become I want to look at. Volverse. Volverse. To become. Now, pay close attention because here we go. Why are we using and when are we using volverse? Okay, so this is going to reflect a negative change. A negative change. A negative change in become. Let's take a look. Después de la graduación. No, not graduation. It's not negative change. Después de Después del accidente, Jaime se volvió ciego. Se volvió ciego. Okay? What's that mean? Después del accidente, Jaime se volvió ciego. Se volvió ciego. After graduation, James became a junkie. Yeah, you can use that one for volverse. Yeah, you can use that one. Yes, you can. Okay, so después del accidente, Jaime se volvió ciego. What's that mean? Okay, so we have one person here that says después de la graduación, Jaime's hacerse un doctor. But remember, you have to conjugate the verb. So instead of después de la graduación, you didn't conjugate the verb. You got to conjugate the verb. Jaime se hizo un doctor. Se hizo un doctor, or if you want to say in the present, se hice. But usually we speak in the past, he became a doctor. So, se hizo un doctor. So look at that one. Muy buenas, 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 muy buenas. Kings and Dreams, muy buenas. Thank you for tuning in, checking in, checking in. All right, so look at that one. Jaime se volvió ciego. So when we use volverse, we're going to use a negative connotation from a become. Okay, let's see. Después de la explosión. Después de la explosión. Después de la explosión. Let's see. Jorge. After the explosion, Jorge became deaf. Okay? Jorge became deaf. Let's see here what we got here. Okay. All right. Después de la explosión, Jorge se volvió Yes, definitely, todo bien. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Okay, so, después de la explosión, Jorge se volvió sordo. Okay, so I'll give you two examples with volverse, and that usually means a negative change, a negative change. So what's that mean? Después de la explosión, Jorge se volvió sordo. After the explosion, George became deaf. Sordo. Sordo. Okay? So we use volverse to express a negative become or became. We use llegar a ser to express a became or become over time that the person works at becoming. Like you study hard to become a doctor, you study hard to become an engineer, or lo que sea. And then we use convertirse en as far as a physical to become. La niña bonita se convirtió en una mujer bella. The beautiful girl became a beautiful woman. So, convertirse, that's a physical change. Okay? Hacerse can be used in a general sense, in an abstract. Like we've seen the example with my dreams become reality. Mis sueños se hacen realidad. Se hacen en realidad. All right. So we have just passed over the 1 hour mark. I'm not going to keep it too long. I want to thank you. If you didn't catch this broadcast live, well, if you have any questions, please leave a comment at the bottom. And I'm always happy to answer questions as quickly as possible. They come to me in my inbox, and boom, I can answer it just like that. All right. I'll be having this class every Sunday. I'm going to make the time a little bit earlier. I know because football season is coming up. So it'd be best to have it earlier. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Like I said, any questions about anything as far as pricing for private classes, group classes, or any other questions you have, you can send me a message to elandaluslearning@gmail.com. elandaluslearning@gmail.com. Y ya, vamos a terminar. Que esté bien. Paz.